Hello, and welcome to a fresh start. You know what happened yesterday? Internet would not work. I mean, I tried everything. It would not work. I say internet has PMS. It does what it wants to do when it wants to do it. But I was determined. I did a reel, but I was determined that we were going to finish our week out and give perspective and closure to what we had been talking about. I'm Shauna Grace, and I am so excited to be here with you so that we can live life more abundantly. I am a believer, and there I call him Daddy. You may say God Most High, so forth. He sent his only son so to die so that we could have it. John 10:10. And we're on that journey. We're on that journey. Now, there those of y'all that you never had a problem with that journey. I'm not here for you. I'm here for those who have really had a struggle with that kind of journey. So we're going on, prayer's already been done, and we're going on and talk about this, closing this out. And I said on Wednesday that yesterday we were going to talk about it being necessary not to hold on. Holding on can be just as opposing as it can be beneficial. We hold on a lot of times because something has benefited us, and or we benefited something, or it's just like a keepsake almost. We just don't want to let go. Not paying attention to how what we've been holding on to is not benefiting as much as it used to. You see what I'm saying? It's not benefiting as much as it used to. So when we find that something is not benefiting, a lot of times we haven't paid attention to it. Just like I said, we haven't paid attention that okay, that's not working anymore because we're so used to making things work. We're so used to if it's not working, baby, we're gonna make it work. Okay. And we don't pay attention to the energy it's costing us, the time it's costing us, the mental stability it's costing us, or the emotional stability that is costing us to keep holding on to what is not benefiting us any longer. Listen, I hope you have your mug. And you may not this morning because Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday we are prepared for our mug. But this is Friday, and I do still have mine. Every day is a fresh start. Oh Lord, that's good. Mm, wow, that's real good. Okay, excuse me. So we have not paid attention. Sometimes you wonder why you're so drained at the end of a day, a week, a month. You just look like and you recognize that, look, God, I'm so tired. But what it is, it's not that you're tired, it's that you're holding on to what's draining you. It's draining your energy, it's draining your time, it's draining your mental, emotional, and even spiritual strength. So what happens is you just keep going with the same status quo, and it doesn't dawn on you sometime until way later, excuse me, like it did me. This is not working. And if it's not working, Why am I still holding on, participating, you name it? Okay. Why? Uh Isaiah 43 and 18, for me to summarize it quickly, says in the complete Jewish Bible, it says, don't keep brewing over past events. It said, but look at what I'm doing now. And that 19th verse is really what I want to focus on. He says, look, I'm doing a new thing. Reason why we can't see the new thing is because we're holding on so tight to the old, because it has worked all these years. So maybe if I do a little pruning, maybe if I do a little polishing up or whatever, it'll start doing what it used to do. It's done, honey. It's done. Our base scripture for this week has been Ecclesiastes 3 and 6. A time to get, a time to lose, a time to keep, and a time to cast away. That's simple as that. It is time. When you are becoming a fresh version of you, you have to be willing to lose. You have to be willing to cast away. You have to be willing to do that. Because if not, you're going to waste so many years like I did, never getting the results you are working to get, because you can't make the other person see what you see. They don't live inside of you, and they're not you. They're not going to have your thoughts. They're not going to have your emotions. They're not going to have your mental capacity. They're not even going to have your spirituality. And you waste years. Why can I talk about it with such a passion? I wasted years. Kept working on it, kept working on it, kept trying, kept working on it, kept trying. Only only to have no benefits of doing all of that. Nothing changed. Pain was still. Hold on a minute. I've been trying to catch this fly since yesterday. Hold on just a minute, y'all. I like to close the door so I can. Oh, yeah, there you go. You see me hit him or hit at something, I can't stand a fly. I can't. I'm sorry. For those of y'all that, you just love animals and insects, my hat's off to you. A fly, I can't do it. I just can't. Now, back to what I was saying. No benefits. Still the achy heart. Still the tears. No change. And I'm still trying to come up with, well, maybe if I try this, you know, uh, let me see if I can understand more different. You see what I'm saying? And nothing. Absolutely, positively nothing. Nothing. So what happens is I diminished. I diminished mentally, emotionally, Not quite spiritually, because when it comes to God, he has a way of keeping you going spiritually. But mentally, it was taxing. Emotionally, it was taxing, because the person and the people kept making me the reason why they were acting like they were acting. You see what I'm saying? They never saw, well, you know what? Maybe she has a point. I need to look at that. Never happened. It never happened. And you want me to be honest with you? To this day, 46, almost 46 years later, nothing has changed. Except for me, because I no longer am holding on. I let go. I had a phone call Monday night in the bed. I had a phone call in the bed. And the person was in such disarray that I had to say, hey. And I couldn't even get my thoughts together right then. You know, you're in the bed, you're about to sleep, and you know, your brain doesn't realize that you're in the bed, so it's done tried to shut down from all the activities of the day. And I couldn't even think. But one thing was for sure, I let them know. Every time I open my mouth, honey, you ain't the focus. That's it. Now I'm able to express without tears, getting off the phone and my heart's aching. Oh no, honey. No. That's when you have truly let go. You realize it's necessary for me not to hold on to this. Whether it's a person, whether it's a lifestyle, it might even be a job. You know, you keep going to work and it's a struggle, and you, I mean, you are not getting any benefit. You go home every day, and it's just it's just, you can't even explain it. You can't even explain it. Babe, it's time to find another job. Go back to school. Go back to school, get education, go, or go get certified for something, and move on. Move on. Because if you don't, you will lay in a box one day. Now, a lot of people are requesting to be cremated. I can't tell you how to do what you do. Me and cremation, we don't get along. Uh, but the thing about it is just the fact that since I did that, you don't want to be laying up there in the box and your whole entire dash. You ever looked on the, really paid that dash in on obituary? They have sunrise and the date you were born, then there's a dash, then they have sunset and the date that you died. Hold on, folks. I see him. Hold on. Oh, look. Oh, he done gone. That's all right. I know you like, leave that fly alone. He didn't leave me alone. But the thing about it is that dash is your sum total. That dash is your sum total of your life. Every minute, moment, second. Every one of them. You laying up there in the box and you never lived. You existed, but you never lived. A fresh start came every morning so you could live, but you chose to exist. You chose to just breathe and go through the regular struggles. Instead of real, y'all know y'all just saw that fly. Instead of living. A fresh start arrived every 12:01 a.m. of your life. And you chose to fight for something that for years have not given you 1 ounce of reciprocity in a positive way. I sit here before you excited that that is not my testimony. Excuse me. I walk in the life now that, oh no, I can't let go. It's necessary for me not to hold on. Mm-hmm. It's necessary for me not to hold on. Now, it might be necessary for you to hold on. Me? Oh, no. Mm-mm. I'm so excited that I have learned not to hold on, baby, let go. Because here's the thing, and we've heard it, some may have heard it, some may not. But for those of us who have heard it, we have said, okay, here's what we've said. This is not working. It's not benefiting. So I'm just going to let it be. I have a chance to make things different, make life different for me, and I'm going to take it. I have an opportunity to make life different for me, and I'm going to take it. How about that? And that's what I did. Now, mind you, it happened after a lot of close people. My dad had been gone since 91. I was a daddy's girl. But I had mom. I couldn't really feel his loss until about 20 years later because I was so busy taking care of my mom, making sure she was all right, and, you know, just trying to do all I could to be there and this type of thing. Okay. Now, some almost 30 years later, my husband passed. A year later, my mom passed. The next year, my sister passed. Everybody that was right here. And my brother, I had a brother that passed a month before mama, and he was my heart too. So everybody that was right here in that circle is resting. So what I looked to my left, there was nothing. Looked to my right, there was nobody. So what now? What now is I had nobody to focus on but me. Then I started focusing on the children when the children were grown. And they kept telling me, Mom, we're grown. You don't have to micromanage us like you used to. Excuse me. We know you, excuse me, we know you're used to it. But we're grown now. And what they were telling me, trying to tell me in a kind way, we want space to live our life. Can you go on and get one for yourself? Even though those words hurt, they were necessary. Because I was so broken, what I heard was, you don't want me around. They were not saying that. What they were saying was, you have raised us. You have been there for us to the best of your ability. Now let us take what you put in us and see what we can do with life. And you go on where you are now and see, can you create you a new life? That's what they were saying. But see, when you're broken and you're used to holding on, anything that suggests you turn loose, anything that suggests you turn loose, you take it as though somebody is saying they don't want you around. That is not what they're saying. Old people have a way of telling you they don't want you around. And it doesn't sound nothing like that. But people who are saying, and they even told me, they said, we have watched you all our lives take care of everybody else. When you going to take care of you? Everybody's gone now. We've been gone. Dad's gone. Grandma gone. Auntie gone. Unc's gone. You have plenty of time now to invest in yourself. You know why it sounded funny to me? Because I didn't know how to do that. Because I'd never done it. I did it for everybody else. Everybody else was all right. I would have won tore up. But when Daddy God began to deal with me and sort of like close me in where I had no choice but to start looking at me. He even told me, beginning of 24, I think it was. Yeah, the beginning of 24. He said, I want you to focus on you now. Pay attention to you. Find out who you are now. And when he said it, I'm going, Lord, I don't even know how to do that. I know how to do it for others. I know how to help others to do it. He said, well, take that same instruction you give everybody else and give it to yourself and do it. Now, I might not do what you say, but when it come to God, I ain't trying to get that whipping. Ooh, I had that whipping one time, baby. I did not need it again. I didn't even know how. I had me a little physical altar that I made in my home, and I would just sit there. I started off talking to him and loving on him, and then I just sit there because I didn't even know how to start talking to him about me. I could talk to him about everybody else, and Lord, they need this and they need that, and do this for them and do that for them. I could do that, but I didn't know how to do it for myself. But once I started, and it were just little steps. Sometimes somebody would call me, you busy? And a lot of time I would have said no. And they said, well, come on over here and do this thing. Okay, here I go. I started saying, no, I'm not going nowhere today. Or I'm going in a different direction. I got somewhere to go, but it's in a different direction. It's not coming your way. Yeah, but you could cut. No, I cannot. I'm not going to do that kind of riding today. Go west and then come back east. I'm not doing that. And once I stopped holding on to being there for everybody and started beginning to hold on to being there for me, it got easier and easier and easier to let go, to not hold on, to let go. It got real easy. And now, it ain't a thought. It's not even a thought. Mm-mm. It's not even a thought. Somebody call me and they want to do something. If I want to do it, I'll do it. And if I don't want to do it, I just tell them straight up, not today. Yeah, but I planned for I said, well, you should have talked to me first before you started planning. Because I do have one friend that they think I don't know how to have a life or plan a life or whatever. And they're supposed to plan life for us. No, you plan life for you. Okay? You plan life for you. Huh? So as we close out this week, I want you to focus on until we come back Tuesday. I want you to focus on not holding on. I don't care what it is. If it's a ritual, a morning ritual, if you're not benefiting anymore from that morning ritual, then sit down and meditate and let Daddy God tell you, okay, I'm done with that. This is what I'm doing new. And I need you to come on over here and let's do this for a season. Excuse me, if you want to start, if your conscience want to start making you feel guilty because you are now learning the art of letting go, just go read Ecclesiastes, the 3rd chapter, 1st through the 8th verse. And when you get through reading all about it's a time for everything, and none of those things are the same, which means time ends for one thing and starts for something else, and start walking in that, oh, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. I promise you'll be fine. Mm, you'll be fine. It won't even be a thought. It won't even be a thought. You'll be fine. You will be fine. So I want you to have a beautiful, beautiful rest of your day, weekend. Friday always starts the weekend. And you know, I looked it up because everybody calls the weekend Saturday and Sunday. Saturday and Sunday is not the weekend. The weekend starts 6 p.m. on Friday and it ends 6 p.m. on Saturday. Sunday starts a whole brand new week. So you go on and have yourself a good weekend and get ready and prepared for your new week. And that fresh start, if you haven't started it, let's start by letting go. Sometimes you have to just start a whole new regimen, going to a different restaurant, visiting a different city. You feel me? Visiting a different city. Okay? And when you start doing new, it'll start helping you to shed the old. Nothing wrong with it. Nobody said anything was wrong with what you were doing. It's just the season is up for it. It's not benefiting you anymore. Pass that baton to somebody else. Put the baton back in its holder and let somebody else come pick it up that needs it. And it'll be a fresh start for them. And you go find your fresh start. Okay. Thank you so much for being with me this week. I look forward to us being together next week, Tuesday, as we continue talking about a fresh start. in another area of life.